Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have another different kind of video for you guys. It's another rivalry video, this time between two of my favorite house guests of all time. Literally both are my upper echelon of Big Brother house guests. I feel like that's kind of sad that I have an upper echelon of house guests, but you know what? Who cares? The rivalry comes from Big Brother 2, which is my favorite season, and I wanted to showcase this one because it was honestly one of the nastier fights, or not fights, but feuds that we've seen on the show, and it doesn't really get enough recognition or talked about enough by the fan base, so I wanted to shed some light on it. But before we do that, as always, make sure you drop a like on this video, make sure you're subscribed to my channel with post notifications turned on. I have 4 videos releasing total in June, all of which are planned already, so if you're subscribed, turn on post notifications, you won't miss any of those crazy videos. Our first fighter is my literal second favorite house guest of all time. If you don't believe me, you can go watch my 9-hour ranking video. It's Shannon Dragoo. Shannon was an athlete from Texas, and she gets a bad rap for being a mean girl. The original Ice Queen is what she's referred to as a lot of the times, and honestly, it was deserved. Her actions were definitely not nice and got pretty nasty at times, but I feel like she's not necessarily a mean girl, she's more misunderstood. She would lash out when she felt like people were being rude or nasty to her, and in turn made her look horrible, but she did try to integrate herself with the other house guests and would give sincere apologies for her actions, but not really to any avail.
Hi, I'm Shannon and I'm the athlete. I guess you could say I just had an epiphany that I'm an absolute total bitch. Everybody hates me. I'm a complete moron, self-centered, egotistical, complete psycho. It's just, I guess, hard to find that out on national television, especially when you don't know.
Another one of my favorite house guests, who is the other half of this rivalry video, is Hardy. And it's honestly kind of shocking, if you will, because I usually don't like men in Big Brother. They're usually not as fun or entertaining as the women, but Hardy's the one exception. He's the bouncer from PA, or I guess he was a bouncer in Miami, but originally from PA. Not that it really matters, and he was sort of the all-American boy in Big Brother 2. However, he had a sort of heel turn. He ended up dyeing his hair, started smoking, lashing out, screaming at people, and was known as the bully of the house towards the end of the season. But I don't really care because he was entertaining, and I love him just as much as Shannon.
Hi, I'm Hardy. I believe that life is an adventure. With the wrong bow, I'm telling you. With the wrong bow.
To best explain this rivalry, I kind of have to set the stage because there was a lot of dynamics of the house and politics involved, so I'm just going to do that now. There were 2 sides in Big Brother 2. It was split down the middle. On one side, it was referred to as Chilltown, which was Mike, Will, and Shannon, and then on the other side was Top, which was literally everybody not in Chilltown. And no, there's no bottom alliance, there's no verse alliance. Top literally stands for the other people. It's important to note that these 2 sides literally hated each other. Chilltown got power the very first week and sort of isolated themselves from the other house guests, which led to Top forming. And Top was very vocal about how much they hated Chilltown because of how pompous and arrogant they acted. And it honestly was justified because Chilltown really did do just that. And I believe even Chilltown would own that. They just really didn't give a fuck.
Chilltown is a wolf pack of vain, arrogant, immature narcissists.
I think Chilltown thought they didn't stink.
Sitting in that chair friggin' chain smoking my entire life away makes me ill.
This sort of war between Chilltown and Top really took off after the first eviction vote of the season. Nicole was Chilltown's target, but she did a lot of work campaigning to keep herself in the game, and in the process vouched to get Chilltown out, so that incentivized Top to keep her. They did just that, blindsiding Chilltown in the process, which led Will, Mike, and Shannon to be furious.
People in this house are total freaks. Hardy thinks he's like the king or whatever.
My only goal is to get those 3 the hell out of here.
Me too.
It's called the art of war.
As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, Shannon rubbed the other house guests the wrong way with her behavior a lot of the times, and Hardy was sort of the person that would check her for it. One of these instances where Hardy called her out was from the potato chip fight, and if you don't know what that is, I guess I will explain it for you. So Shannon was feeling judged and scrutinized by the other house guests, which she sort of was, but it was kind of her own fault, kind of not. And so she lashed out on this woman that was playing the game named Autumn, who was Hardy's ally. Pretty much, Autumn asked Shannon for workout advice and like eating healthy, and instead of supplying her with the advice, Shannon put a bag of potato chips on Autumn's bed to mock her. And I'm laughing, and I honestly love this Big Brother moment, and it sounds like mean on paper, but just the way it was edited and played out was just so dramatic and funny. And you know what? Just, you can watch what happened for yourselves.
I tried to talk to Shannon this morning. I asked her, what she thinks I should do as far as, eating better. And
I put a bag of potato chips on Autumn's bed. I thought she was hungry. There's way too many people in this house that are always the victim. They are weak. What can you do?
What did you say last night about like fat and potato chips or something like that?
This was after I was called numerous cuss words, etc., etc. I said, have another bag of potato chips.
A bag of potato chips found its way to her bed today. Did you know anything about that?
Yes, I do.
What were you trying to say? Why would you do that?
Nothing. I wasn't saying
But
anything.
why would you do something like that?
How many cuss words or how many nasty words have you called me in the last 24 hours?
several,
Autumn?
and I'm not denying it. But I'm not.
Okay.
And I'm saying
I have
right
not
to your face.
said
If you want to put a
anything.
bag of
Don't
potato
raise
chips in my face.
Why can't we all just get along? I mean, seriously.
And it's very hard for me to take criticism from other people. And I apologize, Autumn, for putting the potato chips on your bed. That was very nasty and rude, but that's my way of retaliating because I don't like it when somebody openly is...
We're all in here for the same reason, whether it be, we're all going to take a piece of each other or the $500,000. I'm in here for $500,000.
After weeks of Chilltown fighting with Top, and Hardy versus Shannon beginning to form, the third HOH of the season came down to the biggest nail-biter possible. Shannon and Hardy were literally the last two left in the competition, and just to put into your mind how close this actually was, Shannon knew that if Hardy won, he was going to nominate 2 members of Chilltown, and Hardy knew that if Shannon won, she was going to nominate 2 people of Top, meaning that they each had to win to secure their alliance's safety in the game. They both made it so far into the competition that they had to go to a tiebreaker, which is literally as close as a competition can get in Big Brother, with Hardy ultimately winning, meaning that Shannon and Chilltown's safety was in jeopardy. Hardy ultimately went on to nominate Will and Shannon, which made sense because the house saw Will as the person that was running Chilltown, sort of the mastermind behind it, which I would argue against, to be honest. I feel like it was much more Mike Boogie. Not that this is a dissection of the game in Big Brother 2, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up and keep going. And Shannon and Will had a showmance in the house. They were together as a couple, so it just made sense that Hardy would naturally nominate those two next to each other. This is ultimately the start of Shannon versus Hardy in my mind, because this is the week where shit hit the fan between the two of them.
Shannon, I nominated you, and Will, I nominated you. Nothing really personal, like maybe our personalities don't necessarily click completely. I nominated you pretty much for the same reasons. Hope that we can all get together and have a couple drinks and a couple laughs about all this stuff.
Wow, that was probably about the cowardice thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Do you want to give an explanation for that while I'm here so I can hear it?
Will and I are the closest in the whole house.
To who? Each other?
Yeah.
And what does that have to do with me?
Just what I said, you can take it however you want.
It's fine. I said for the past 2 weeks that as soon as I get the opportunity, I'm going to start taking these people out one by one. That's what I fully intend on doing.
Shannon didn't take the nominations too well. After being nominated, she went to Will in the hallway of the diary room and told him that she's basically going to self-evict from the game, and this week her only mission is to terrorize the house guests, in particular Hardy, to nobody's surprise, and she did exactly that, asking the house guests to vote her out, and then attacking them for pretty much the duration of the entire week, which I personally enjoyed because it made for extremely entertaining television, which is part of the reason I love Shannon in general, and I hope you all will too. But I know I'm gonna get comments like, she was mean, and it's like, yeah, she was mean. What now?
Hardy is intimidated by me, but I'm gonna make him cry before the end of the week is over. His actions basically say, I'm jealous, I'm a coward.
Sandwich didn't help.
Yellow does to you.
Yellow?
Yeah.
You want to explain that one too?
Coward, yellow.
Why am I a coward?
Because of your jealousy of Will and I. So you find the two happiest people in the entire house, and you put them on probation to try and cause a rift in Chilltown or whatever. So that's why I call you a coward.
So you're saying that if I nominated you or Will, I'm a coward?
No, just Will and I together.
What's the difference? I want you to explain the difference.
Jealousy. I don't have a dictionary. Jealousy and coward. I can't pull those off the top of my head.
Why would I be jealous of you and Will?
I don't know, Hardy.
I'm glad you explained it to me. It makes complete sense. The rationale is simply not there. It's not logical. But she's making herself look like an idiot.
This leads us into one of the most controversial moments in the entire show's history that still gets brought up today. At this point in time, Hardy and Shannon literally couldn't stand to even be around each other, and the two were in the bathroom. As I said, they couldn't stand to be around each other, and then explained that they were around each other. But anyway, Hardy laughed at Shannon in the bathroom, which sent her over the edge. She did the rational, sane thing that I think anybody would do, and went and took Hardy's toothbrush and scrubbed the toilet with it, which is a joke. I don't think that's the rational or sane response, but you know what? It's the response that made for the best television, so I'm not at all mad at it. Production interfered, obviously, and reprimanded Shannon for this, and she made Shannon buy Hardy a new toothbrush and replace it and then apologize to him. But interestingly enough, they didn't make her actually say what she did with the toothbrush, so she just told him that she broke it on accident and had to buy him a new one.
And he just stood in there and laughed at me as I walked by. If I hadn't been dressed the way I was dressed, I would have ripped him in half. I think I'm gonna go clean the toilet.
Shannon, please go to the diary room.
I'm gonna take care of what I did. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna remove the top, clean the base.
My toothbrush got broken somehow by Shannon, so I don't know how it happened.
I dropped and broke the head of your toothbrush.
How'd you do that?
On the side of the thing there, I grabbed for the hairdryer and pulled it off. And I cleaned it off. I'm sorry.
She said she was reaching for something, but there's nothing in that area that she would be reaching for. She's like a little kid that takes her ball and goes home because the game's not going her way. It's asinine. What was it you were reaching for when my toothbrush nut got broke?
My curling iron's over there.
But you didn't curl your hair. There's no way in hell that she accidentally broke my toothbrush.
There was a lot of fallout from this incident, as I'm sure you can imagine, so the next part of this video is going to be literally covering all of the fallout because there was a lot of it. Somebody told Krista about what Shannon did. I'm guessing it was probably Mike Boogie because, you know, him and Krista were a showmance. And then Krista told Hardy, who confronted Shannon about it in the kitchen. I love this scene so much because Hardy was being so serious and just wanted answers from Shannon, who was being so unserious and dismissive. He literally is asking her stuff, to which she replies, "Nice hair." Like, what does that even mean?
For her to think that she could get away with it was ludicrous. You used my toothbrush to scrub the toilet, that's how you broke it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, but I know you're lying to me, so why can't you just tell me the truth?
Nice hair. Maybe for the same reason you can't tell me the truth why you put Will and I up.
Because that's
Cowardice, jealousy,
that's
envy.
two members of Chilltown. That's
Right.
why this is broadcast all over the United States and all over the world
You don't
through the
think
net.
I know that? Oh, I know.
I'm sure your friends and family are really proud of your actions.
Bunky said the toilet smelled minty fresh.
Big Brother used to have these weekly arranged house meetings where they'd talk about the events of the house, which led to a lot of fighting and heightened emotions and things like that. So of course for this week, they had to talk about the Hardy and Shannon toothbrush incident, which led to even more fighting. Hardy and Shannon got into it once again. Somehow Kent got involved. Hardy and Shannon also threatened each other at one point. It was just a mess all around, and it's definitely one of my favorite fights from the show. I know I just made a video called My Favorite Fights from Big Brother, and I purposely didn't include this one because I knew I had this video planned and wanted to showcase it here by itself.
I'd like to ask you to tell us what happened with Hardy's toothbrush.
The toothbrush.
Actually, I'd like to hear what you have to say about it right now.
I took care of it.
I asked,
bought
no,
you a new
that's not good enough for me.
toothbrush. And any problems I have with anybody, I've always been outright and said, hey, this is what's up, and I take care of
So
it.
you breaking my toothbrush was outright, and you addressed me personally.
No, I bought you a new one.
That's not the point. The point is
well.
you went like
bad.
a 2-year-old
So
and broke
sad.
my property.
But I understand that you're not smart enough to play the game.
If I'm not smart enough to be in the game, why are you sitting where you're sitting, and why am I sitting where I'm sitting?
I am leaving.
I would still like to know whether or not it was intentional. That's all I want to know.
Of course it was intentional, Ken.
Yeah, are you that stupid?
Obviously.
Obviously.
So was
okay.
it you intentionally
anyway,
broke?
So you
I'm leaving on Thursday, and you will be dealt with at a later time.
are you threatening me outside of the house? Because if you want me to turn the game on outside of the house, trust me, baby, you have no idea who you're messing with.
It means after I'm gone, people still playing the game in the house.
Oh, that's fine. I can
Okay,
deal with
that's
that.
what I meant.
You called me a coward, but I want to
Let's
know.
see. Big, buff, strong, muscle guy taking on the little girl. Woo! The plot thickens. Threatening me. God.
No.
I don't know who I'm dealing with. I don't have time in my life to say, oh, I'm going to get that person.
Yeah, and I wanted to apologize to you for insinuating that. I misinterpreted what you were saying.
I was going to be quiet. You said I should say something.
You're the baddest bitch. I'm horrified of you.
The house guest granted Shannon her request at the end of the week and evicted her, but we actually still have a lot more Hardy versus Shannon content to get to. Julie asked the two about the incident and instigated because that's what she does best, and then also asked Shannon about Hardy in particular in her eviction interview.
Shannon, it was totally fine for you this week.
We got everything out in the open. And
But there was a lot of tension when you put everything out in the open, no?
Yeah, there is. We've been good the last couple of days, which has been better than the last couple of weeks, I think.
Well, I have to have Hardy weigh in on this. Do you agree with what Shannon just said?
Not completely, but...
Wait, what a surprise. The two of you don't agree?
Yeah.
No,
I must admit that the past 2 days have been more than amicable.
I have to talk to you about the toothbrush incident. What was your intent when you took Hardy's toothbrush and you cleaned the toilet with it?
It reverts back to, our childhood, adolescent days. It's boredom. It totally goes back to that.
If Big Brother did not tell you to do that, would you have allowed him to?
No.
You would have allowed him to use it.
No.
Oh, no, you wouldn't have. You would have.
No.
Big Brother also used to do these catch-up with the house guests after they were evicted and would show them near the end of the season, so we got to see Shannon in her little catch-up package where she talked about Hardy and said that he was like a bully and that he deserved everything he got and like she didn't regret the toothbrush and like all this shit.
The toothbrush incident with Hardy was well-deserved. He is a bully, and I don't put up with bullies. Call me cold, heartless, whatever they want, but look at yourself and don't judge me. Whatever.
Julie then asked Hardy and Shannon about how their relationship is now during the finale. To my surprise, and I think most people's surprise, they were actually getting along and sort of friendly with each other, which is probably the biggest blindside of the season.
Hardy, what about your relationship with Shannon? The two of you were not on best terms, but now you guys are joking around.
I know that Shannon is a wonderful person. We all had done things in the house that, we were kind of embarrassed about or ashamed of. It's time to look past that and, really experience the wonderful qualities that we all possess.
And the toothbrush incident, you put that behind you?
We're having a conversation as to where that toothbrush is and what its value might be. No, it's all in the past.
Big Brother also used to do house guest catch-ups a year later. For example, during Big Brother 3, we'd get to hear from the Big Brother 2 house guests and how their lives have changed since being on the show. And for some reason, they didn't do one for Shannon. I don't know if she declined to return or make a segment on the show again, but we did get to hear from Hardy, and Hardy let us know how the two have been doing since their big rivalry on the show.
Actually, I did 2 commercials, if you can believe it, with Shannon Michelle, who was also on Big Brother 2. Her and I weren't very close, and she had done some things in the house that I didn't approve of. Shannon and I aren't adversaries anymore. We're certainly not best friends by any means, but at the same point in time, we're very cordial with one another, and I think we kind of have respect for one another usually. So.
There's no more content to cover, and I'm not sure how to end this video. I am interested though in hearing your thoughts down below. Are you Team Hardy or are you Team Shannon? Do you think either of them were justified, not justified? Let me know, I want to hear it. I'm team both of them, to be honest with you. They were both ridiculous, but at the same time, they were both so entertaining, and I feel like my favorite rivalries are like that, where I love both parties involved and can appreciate them both being deranged and irrational, but at the same time appreciate what they brought to the show in terms of their feud and providing good drama. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like, comment down below, subscribe to my channel with post notifications turned on, all that good shit. My next video is going to be another unique, very fun one, so look out for that. I'm gonna go. I hope you all have a great day. Bye.
Shannon's funny and witty, and, you know, she can be a lot of fun. When Shannon cleaned the toilet with Hardy's toothbrush, that was probably payback big time. I'm proud of Shannon on that one. That'd be something I'd do.